So today we're in conversation with Dr. Peanne Maleka, who is a senior researcher at iThemba Laboratory for Accelerator-based science. Before we get to all of that, Peanne, science. How did you end up in science?
Science chose me. I didn't choose it. It's by default. You went to a school in the rural areas, they start handpicking, they said you seem to be comfortable with the numbers. You are in the science stream. Then that's how it started, and I started enjoying it. I didn't have a problem with it at the beginning, but it was one of those moments that you don't know where you are going. You're still up 16. You just get excited by any other thing that comes around. But they said, well, you seem to be smarter than the next guy. Maybe you should do science. I said, well, if that's what you think, so be it.
So science chose you, but I mean, I pick up that you were a really smart guy at school, right?
Well, relative to my colleagues at the time, I think.
All right, so at iThemba, what exactly do you do on a daily basis?
My work on a daily basis is to read. Read. Otherwise, after that is based in the lab, but mostly it involves a lot of reading. So you need to be updated. You need to know what's happening around the world within the space of what I do or my research focus. And then that helps me to prepare what next project do I take. If I have a student, what angle are we looking at? So that is, the more information you have, the better prepared. And then it also helps to assist the student as well.
So in the reading or searching through journal articles, I mean, what are the kind of things that you typically would be looking for? What are the kind of things that excite you?
In my case, I'm more on applied science. So whether it's in the nuclear science, I'm looking at how does it contribute to mankind? How can I contribute based on what I have learned, or what I've studied in school? So any applied nuclear science, whether in medical or what I call environmental, that's my specialty now, whether medical imaging and all other things. Now I've been interested in what we call Monte Carlo simulation. This is kind of another range that we use to plan our experiment, if you may put it that way.
So I think when people hear the word radiation, I think we can think of microwaves, we can think of X-rays, but I'm picking up that you're saying that in nature there is natural radioactivity.
Yes. So nature gives us radiation for other reasons, but you have what we call technological enhanced radiation. So because of our activities, we actually expose things that were not supposed to be exposed. If they left where they are, it's fine. But now, because of safe or whatever we're looking for, we don't know. It's nature of us to explore things. So we end up exposing things that we're not supposed to. Now we are forced to regulate ourselves, try to balance what nature gave us, and then try to say, well, thanks nature, but at the same time we need to go to the other side of the field. And then by doing that, we might be exposing ourselves to more radiation that we are not supposed to. But in a controlled manner, that's what we do. Then we try to make sure that we don't overexpose ourselves, try to regulate that part and study actually the effect of those radiation, and then how much or how far we can go before we start getting into trouble. And then how do we assist even the regulators to make sure that everything else is safe, and then everyone else is safe to do whatever they like, as long as it's in a safe space.
So I think in terms of what you're sharing, I mean, there's obviously this interplay between us humans and nature.
Yes.
It's about the environment and how we look after it. So how would you explain to people the value of what you do? Why do you think it's important for us to be involved in this thing that we call science?
Science actually gave me another perspective of life. It was just another kind of a field that opened up for me. Based on that, then it's more to me that how do I contribute to the next generation? Then it became like, okay, from what I've learned over the years, how do I impact to the next somebody coming in and saying, what do I understand about this science? And you just have to want to do it, and then you learn the art of it. It's just another part of life.
So again, this idea that you get driven by curiosity and the need to answer questions and solve problems, and at the same time take people with you, I think that's what kind of drives you.
Yes.
So maybe just as we wrap up, Peanne, I mean, there are obviously many young people out there, maybe on the one side waiting for science to find them, or maybe who feel that they are not, as you say, clever enough. What would be your final words to them?
What do I do? It's not what car I drive. It's what I say, and then people should be confident enough that I want to be like Peanne, or I should be better than Peanne. My mentor said, you should strive to be better than me. I used to say, well, if you want to be like me, if I'm still alive, people will always go for the original. So that's why I said my inspiration now is to make somebody better than me. So if somebody's out there wanting to be better than me, I'm prepared to give him a chance to my level, then he can take it up because he already has the foundation. He or she has the foundation to be at my level, then he just add himself or herself to be another top person, I think.
Wow, fantastic. Thanks, Peanne. Thanks for sharing. And for those of you watching this video, there's a Peanne out there waiting to find you.
And find me as well if you wish. If you find me, I'm available. If you happen to find yourself at iThemba, let's ask for me. Then I'm open to chat.
Fantastic. Thank you.